on as I'm about to start editing. Um, Continuing on these projects I've been telling you about. So I got sidetracked a little bit the last 2 days. I think I mentioned it earlier that I had a pretty good size audition for a feature film. Down the line, I'll be able to talk more about the details. Hopefully, I'll get it. If not, I'll still be able to talk a little bit about it. In the acting business, um, when you have representation, agents, managers, I have an agent and a manager. When you're called in to audition, one of the agreements uh, that you agree to is that you will keep their information confidential for the production company. They don't like any information getting out, especially the parts of the script, which they call the sides. So that's an agreement that the actors make with, the production companies, and you have to live up to that because if they find out that you're, publicizing their material, they'll stop calling you in. So that's one of the reasons not to be cryptic or secretive, because I hate that also when people do that. Uh, to them, it is a big deal because they don't want their scripts getting out there and information floating around. And so actors make sure they don't send it out and or talk about it on social media, since social media now is so prevalent. So that's just something that when I talk about this stuff, I'm not trying to be secretive or trying to be, like I'm a big time uh, star or anything like that. That is the agreement that you make with production companies. And when you have representation, you don't want to get them in trouble also, because if their actors are the ones that are giving out confidential information, then the casting people will stop contacting your representatives to find not just you, other actors. So that's one of the reasons that actors have to keep this stuff confidential. And it's part of the business, being professional. When you're at work, you don't take your employer's confidential material and stick it online because you will get fired. So that's the same concept behind when I talk about auditions and I don't say who they're for or what company they're for. That's the reason, because you got to keep that stuff confidential. You're not only, if you put the stuff out, you're not only hurting yourself, you're hurting the representation clients. There's agents and managers who represent you. So you don't want to hurt these people. They're helping you. They're working for you. They're working with you. So you just keep the stuff confidential. Even though I talk about it a little bit, I don't go into any detail about the audition. And that's what I was going to talk about today. I got a last minute audition for a co-star role in a feature film, and happy to get it, happy to work on it, but it was like a really rush job. Sometimes, to tell you the truth, I like rush jobs because you know that they're going to make a quick decision because they have to make a quick decision. And when they wait to the last minute to cast, or somebody drops out, that's happened to me a lot in the past. Some actor has dropped out of the project, and then the producers and the director are scrambling to get someone else. And for instance, I may have read for something and I didn't get it. They pick somebody else besides me, but then that actor drops out for whatever reason. Then they start to scramble, so they have to go back to some of the people they liked. And a few times in the past, in my history as an actor, the person they picked next was me, so I was happy about that. No, I have none of those feelings about, oh, I'm second choice. No, I don't feel that way. Because like I told you guys, there's a lot of reasons why they will choose one actor over another. And we as actors, you as actors, or interested in acting or entertainment, you have to accept that. And so when I become second choice or third choice, I'm happy. If I get the job and I go and do it and do a good job, I'm happy, no matter how I got there, as long as it's legitimate. So when they have a rush job, that means they have to make these decisions fast. They're not going to be, hemming and hawing and seeing hundreds and hundreds of people and going city to city to city to city to city. So what I do, my technique is to take the dialogue and put it into a form. I take the dialogue out of the script and I put it into a Word document, and I put it in a format that I use to study my lines with. And I study the lines as quick as possible. I become familiar with them. If I can get off book, I get off book as soon as possible. And when I say off book, I mean I memorize the dialogue as quick as possible, or as much of it as possible. And then when it's a rush job, I do some rehearsals and as much as I can, and then I figure out how I want to portray this character and what this character wants in the scene. Everything is accelerated. Everything is accelerated. I don't have time to mull around and think about it and sleep on it and that kind of stuff. Because when they say a rush job, you want to get it in. You want to do good. You want to work on it. You want to do your best. You want to turn something in that you're proud of, but you need to speed that up. And that's part of the business too. Sometimes you'll get on the set and things will change. So you need to have that ability to rush when you have to and still deliver a professional performance. You can't sit around and say, oh, I wish I had 3 weeks to work on this so I could develop the character and develop his backstory and all that kind of stuff. That's the optimum situation, but it's not going to be the optimum situation. You have to be able to roll with those punches and deliver. You have to be able to deliver. That's your job as the actor. So when I get a rush job, it's sometimes it's happy to me. I like it as a good thing because it makes me step up and react faster. So I made the choices on the character. I worked on it, and then later that evening, later that evening, or the next day, early that day, no, I'm sorry, it was early that evening because they needed it the next day. It was later that evening. So it was later that evening. I worked on it, got it off book as much as possible. Had my reader come in and read with me, went through it. I did each scene 3 times, each take 3 times so that I could pick the best take. Sometimes I'll do, when I have time to work on it, I can get it in 1 take each. So it was 2 scenes. Yeah, it was 2 scenes. Actually, no, it was 3 scenes. So I did 3 scenes. I did 2 takes on one and 3 takes on the other, and then took it down, put it in the editing program, and created the tape that I had to submit. So it went good, and I was pleasantly surprised. The rush job and the pressure of the rush job made my performance, I think that little edge, I took that little edge of being forced to rush, and I put that into the character. I think it gave me some more realism. I didn't hear anything back. I should have heard something back today or tomorrow, but that's not the point. Like I said, it's always, whether you have a week, 2 weeks to work on it, or whether you have 6 hours to work on it, like I did, you do your best. You accelerate your plan. If you know your plan, you know your working steps, you know what you need to do to give the best performance and make the best character choices, then you do that at an accelerated pace. So that's what I did. And I was pretty proud with what the scene, how the 3 scenes turned out. And I put those together, and they wanted something new they want now, which is called a slate. A slate is usually just your name, your height, where you're located, and name, height, where you're currently located, and home base. So what has changed on the slate, I see a lot of people, casting offices requesting this now, a full body slate. What they want is to see you from head to toe, and it's good because that way they can get a look, they can get a feel for how you look, your whole body looks, because they don't know exactly how the director's going to use you. If you're going to walk into the frame, you're going to be standing, if you're just going to be sitting. So they want to see how you look all together to get a full view of you. So the only difficult part for the actor is that when you're doing a slate and you're doing a full body slate, you need to have enough space to show your whole body and turn in an acceptable slate that fits within the horizontal version of the video you're going to turn in. Because we're not turning in, you don't shoot vertical. Never on unless it's a vertical. I don't even think on vertical shorts that they ask for a vertical audition. I might get that sometimes, but most of the time you're going to turn in horizontal because they're looking at it on a regular television or a computer screen. So what I do is I shoot a vertical shot of myself as I do the slate, and then once I'm in the editing program, I turn it horizontal and I put colors, a background on it, so that you don't see the empty blank side of the image. So I kind of fix it up in the editing, and again, I can do all this stuff because I'm an editor too, so I have that advantage. So I make a nice full body slate, and then I have wireless mics and everything, so I can still do the audio as I'm doing my slate and I'm standing across the room, because you don't want to have that hollow sound. I'm not using a wireless mic right now, so it might sound a little bit hollow in here, but I'm really close to the phone. I'm streaming on my phone right now. So again, that's just some behind the scenes details of doing a self-tape. So again, when I got the self-tape, you have to read through all the details because like I said, the details change. What they want changes. And that's one thing you have to pay close attention to. If you're taking the time to submit a self-tape as an actor and you want to be considered professional, you want to be considered someone who knows what they're doing, someone who can follow directions, someone who will read the content that's sent to them, you really need to read it and you really need to follow it. You don't want to go through all that trouble of submitting the self-tape and not following the rules, even if the rules sometimes seem arbitrary, to be honest. But I always follow them. I try to follow them to the letter so that my time is not wasted and the casting person's time is not wasted, because the producer or the director or their assistant, whoever came up with these rules, they want all the actors to look the same so that when they present it to the producer and director, they look professional. So if you don't do your part, they might not even submit it. So you need to turn in, label the videos the way they want. Like this job I just turned in, it was 3 scenes. I turned in 3 videos. One was the slate, one was scene 1, and one was scene 2. And sometimes they get as specific as how they want you to label each individual scene. This time they didn't. So normally what I do is I put my full name, then I put the role, and then I put what it is. It's just, for instance, what I had was James Adam Tucker, the character's name, and then the slate, and then the other reel was James Adam Tucker, character name, and then scene 1, and then the final one was James Adam Tucker, character name, scene 3. So you follow their label specific information, and you're going to be good. And they don't want to, you want to follow it and make sure you don't forget that. And sometimes in the past I've forgotten it, but you want to make sure you follow the label layout that they want, because that just makes their job easier. And then you're not the person that gets on their nerve because you're slowing them down when they have to go through and relabel your tapes. What if they're seeing 50 people and they got to go through and relabel 50 scenes for each person? And you're also putting yourself in for potential error. What if they make a mistake, mislabel your tape? So do it right, follow the directions, pay attention, give them what they want, and everyone will be happy. And that's going to increase your chances of making sure your content is submitted to the producers and the director who are making the decisions of what actors to hire. So that's just a quick little tip for today. Again, I'm here in the Vertical Live, James Adam Tucker. Please check out my channel. You'll see in the description below. I'd like you to take a look at some of my playlists. I have a bunch of humorous content. That's my main content I'm producing here. I need to put some more up. I have stuff ready to go. I've been getting consumed with my editing here, and today I'm going to put up some more content. And for you guys, I've been doing a lot of shorts. So I know you've been seeing my face pop up in the shorts, mostly all on acting tips. And I'm planning to do more humor. I'm going to put up some humorous content, today or over the weekend. So I'll have some up there for you soon, and some more humorous shorts. Those play very well, get a lot of views. You guys have been sharing those. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for stopping by. I see some people in the comments below. Thanks for stopping by. And if you haven't subscribed, please go look at my stuff. If you like it, please subscribe. I appreciate it. That's why I get here on the Vertical Live, so you can meet me face to face and come to my channel and take a look at my content. Oh, and before I go, Sundays at noon Pacific time, which is California time, wherever you may be in the world on our beautiful wide world YouTube. Join me on Sunday at noon, Los Angeles time, California time, Pacific time. Find out what that time is. Just do a quick Google search and join me at noon. I'm having my Q&A, weekly Q&A. I answer questions. You give me questions, I answer them about acting, directing, and editing. And I'd love for you guys to join me. I've been putting up some clips from the last one on last Sunday. I take those and I make little clips out of them about some of the best information, and I hopeful you'll follow that clip to watch the whole thing. So that's what I'm doing now. I'd like you to join me on the live version, though. I open up my YouTube studio so I can see your comments, and in that way I'm able to answer questions. So again, I will see you on Sunday, and I might jump back on again tonight. I'm not sure, to give you an update on how my editing progress goes. I'm making good progress, but I think I need to step it up a bit. I've been shooting. Some of you may have saw last couple of weeks. I've been shooting at this space for social media creators down in Redondo Beach, California, and I really like it. It's just a long drive for me. So I started doing some of the content here, but I still have the spot down there, and I'm going to be going probably tomorrow. So you may see my vertical live from Redondo Beach tomorrow, which I plan to do. I really love the facility. It's called Orange Door Spaces. It's in Redondo Beach, California. If you're in the area, look it up. Go down there and visit them if you're a content creator. Reasonable prices, multiple sets. I can't even believe it. It's in a mall, and they just have like over, I can't even remember what it was, 20,000, 30,000 square feet, all different sets all over the place. Living rooms, kitchens, pool hall, all kinds of interesting stuff. And really well done. So I'll be shooting down there probably tomorrow, and I'm going to create some more educational stuff based on acting, directing, and editing. Probably going to lean more towards acting because this place lends you, it's great shooting there because it gives you that feel of studio setting, and it just pumps you up, and you start thinking about different ideas that I can do down there. So I'll be working there on and off coming up in the future. Should be there tomorrow and get some shots going on, and probably do a little short live thing, and then I'm going to go to some of the different set locations and shoot some content. But back again to this. Again, this main topic for this little live piece right here I'm about to wrap up right now is getting your self-tape done and doing it professional. I think I've made some videos talking about self-tapes, but I probably need to go into more detail, and that's something that I will do. I'll make a short little limited series about how to do professional self-tapes for any of you new actors out there who haven't done them, because self-tapes are really where it is right now. We used to always go for in-person auditions, but that's kind of going by the wayside now. And those days are gone, but they still have them. As a matter of fact, a couple weeks ago, I went on an in-person commercial audition, which was great to get back out there. So I think they're going to do more. What they'll probably do is do a combination. Maybe the first round will be self-tape, which is smart for them and the actor, and if they like you, they'll do the callbacks in person. Now, if I was pulling the strings, that's what I would do. So, but I'm not pulling the strings. But if I was, that's what I do a lot on my projects. I will, and I've done that for a long time. I'll ask the people to send in a self-tape for the initial call, and then after that, I meet them in person for the callback. But I think that's where the industry is gonna go more in that direction. It's just time effective and cost effective. And now everyone, like I'm talking to you right now on this live vertical stream, that could be some way they do their auditions also. They do have a version where you do a live streaming audition. And I've done that before too for commercials, because commercials are really rush. So that's really effective for them. But okay, so thanks for stopping by. Go to my channel, watch some of my playlists. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the help you guys have been giving me. I'm almost at 800 subscribers. And subscribe if you haven't. Push me over that 800. I appreciate that. And I need to get my watch hours up, and only you can help me increase my watch hours. Only you can help me increase my watch hours. All right. I will see you later on today. Thank you.